Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Mindful Merchants Live. You guys know who I am, Cali Reseller Luis, and you guys know who this guy over here is, the Lone Star
This
Picker
troublemaker.
Louie. And today's guest, we got down below
That's what
here,
we
the
got
Resale
down
Brothers,
below.
Wes and Colton.
How's it
That's
going?
it. Better
How you guys
known
doing?
as the
Resale Brothers.
Brothers. And I like hyphenated BROS. Bros.
Bros.
There you go. That's it.
Welcome,
bro.
welcome, guys.
welcome.
So anybody who's watching this on replay, we're gonna get a little slow intro here. We're gonna have folks poking in, and I already see like 2 or 3 people jumping in. And what we like to do, gentlemen, is we're just gonna kind of like a little bit slow at the beginning. We're gonna give a few people a chance to jump in, and we're gonna say hi. And I'm gonna introduce you to at least one other Texas reseller here. But right now, as we see, we have the one and lovely Miss Lucky Charm, Wendy. She's awesome. She's positive. You guys get to know her, connect. She's really just just an angel of positivity. She's starting off her like content creation as a YouTuber. It's great. It's awesome.
Hello, Wendy.
I'm gonna real quick, and then Luis, want to say hi to a couple other people here?
Yeah, you're running the board, so
I'm running the
we
board.
got save here first. Ella, how you doing, Ella? Welcome.
She was our guest last week.
Yep.
Energy. She's awesome, and I've been getting on her this weekend, and I was like, "How many did you list?" And she's like, I better get off my butt. And so she did. She like comes back like, I listed this many, and then all of a sudden she had nothing to list. Here is another Texas reset. No, this is not. That's Dana. I'm sorry.
Hello, Dana.
I skipped Jen. But hello, Dana. Simply Dana. She likes.
Dana.
She's a secret YouTuber. She will not show her face, but she does things in the shadow and she sings. So one day she's gonna hit you up, Colton.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Do a little duet.
All right, here we go. And then this is our Texas reseller, Jen's Closet. Jen's.
Hey, Jen, how you doing?
She's super awesome. She was on I don't know if you guys know, we do, Luis and I do an auction, or at least I get to join him once in a while. Luis has this auction every Tuesday. And Jen joined us, was that last week, right?
Last week, yeah.
She's a character. I love her to death.
Yeah, she was wonderful.
Oh, look who's here.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? Back by Silver.
Hi, Silver. Woo! All right. So we'll let this warm up a little bit. Let's just, once again, everybody that came in, this is Wes and Colton. Wes is wearing the hat. Colton refuses to wear a hat. I like that about him. He wears them backwards. But hey, they are the Resale Brothers. For everybody who's rewatching this, they are out of a special place called Central Texas. I know because I live there. And we've met you guys, correct?
You absolutely have.
Oh yeah, well, Louie's been a guest on our podcast.
Awesome.
We've done markets together. He was our first guest.
Yeah.
Or actually one of our only. We don't have very many guests on ours. So
No, I think maybe you had your brother on before. Maybe
another one of my brothers on a couple times.
cool. Yeah. You know, that was an honor. It was just, but really for me, it was like cool. I'm like, you know, getting to meet people in your area, I think is so pertinent and like it's motivating, but it's like I think it's really essential for other resellers. See, this is what I want to get into today. You guys are a dynamic duo. You guys happen to be family, but like you also are kind of like this one entity. You call yourself the Resale Brothers. It's kind of unique because you sell separately, but you pick together, sort of. Or, you know, not that you won't like, hey, Wes isn't here. I'm going to go, hey, I'm sorry. I'm at this thrift shop. I'm going to dive in and go find something.
Right. Yeah. We go both ways. So when I'm, a lot of times I'm thrifting by myself. A lot of times he's doing it. But then when we get a big opportunity, we jump together. We'll take trips together, thrifting, estate selling. A lot of times there's a big one. We'll jump in the van and ride together, So we do it both ways and it works out that way.
And the whole thing behind that, not only you guys are, family, but you guys seem to be like, like you're buddied up. Like you guys are like friends, like you guys get each other. Of course, you're raised, but like still, I've seen siblings that were like, I don't want nothing to do with you, and it's like, give us a little background if you want. Give us a little background on why did you pick the name, the Resale Brothers? When did you both decide to take this journey? And also tell us a little bit of like where you're from, so people know that we're watching.
Well, for me, the reselling thing, it's kind of always been a thing because I am a musician and I'm always trading gear to get other gear, or I don't need this anymore, so I'll sell it. But as a living didn't really start until March of last year, doing it full time. And I got into like the eBay side of it because of Wesley and seeing him do it for a long time.
I'm an influencer.
And we all know what March of last year, when I say March, February, April, or May,
Yeah, so that
know what last year was, 2020.
The funny thing is it wasn't because of the pandemic happening. It actually happened in conjunction. I decided to quit my job, and then about 2 weeks later, they announced the nationwide shutdown, and I was like, all right, this eBay thing better work because.
What better time? I have nothing to depend on. Let me go dive.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So jumped in and started doing it, and it worked out great. And then I'll let Wes tell his story.
Yeah. Mine, I don't really, I guess it's been about 3 years since I've been doing it as a profession, I guess. But it's part-time for me because I'm at the fire department full-time. So that kind of takes up a lot of my time. But I still get out there as much as I can. And I mean, it's kind of like Colton said, he's always been kind of wheeling and dealing. I have too. It's just kind of part of who we are. Just as a kid, you know, trying to one up everybody on the sports cards and things like that. And then the older I got, it's, you know, people needed to sell things or people needed to buy things. I'll be the guy, you know, you can find it or you can sell it for me. And
that's just it. Like sourcing isn't just sourcing to go buy something to sell to make money. Sometimes sourcing, like I love how like Colton was saying, like, hey, you know, I needed this equipment. Sometimes you buy something and then you realize, oh crap, you know, Joey down the block needs this and he's got something I want, you know. Sometimes, you know, we all know as resellers, commodity, you know, like the idea of just having something tangible and like this is worth a lot and you want that car part or whatever it is that you're looking for, you know, and trade is like worth more, don't you think? I think we got a frozen section here. We'll give him a chance. We're gonna get,
they'll come back.
Yeah,
let's say hi to some more people that are jumping in right now while we get.
Yeah, let's do that real quick. I mean, and I'm gonna also let me put up. We got Mimi Q is here. That's backed by Silver. It's Tom Cruise. Let's say hello.
Tom Cruise, what's up, bro?
It's good to see you. I'm gonna temporarily remove them from the not the stream. I'm doing the. How is it the stream? I'm losing. Is if I leave them out of the stream, am I kicking them off permanently?
No, you're just taking them off the. There you go.
Okay.
They'll still be there.
Oh no, actually, okay. Here we go.
All right.
Come back in. There you go.
Yeah, that's okay. You know, we're greeting some people real quick, and the last thing I was going to ask you, but we'll come back to that in a second. You guys just give us 2 minutes real quick. Not even 2 minutes. We're just going to finish saying hi. So Tom Cruise just came in. We did say backed by Silver earlier. Jen's Closet Gems. She's out of San Antonio, by the way, you guys, and you guys are you both in Lexington? We got a frozen one again.
That's okay. They'll be back.
Yeah, it's a challenge, you guys. And we're going to say hi. Angie Resales. Let me try this out.
Hello, Angie. Thank you for coming in. Let's see who else we got in here.
Luke was here.
Oh, the early bird.
Austin troublemaker. And I know because he gets up early and we butt heads when we go to garage sales or estate sales. The last time we saw each other was like at the bins, but we've seen each other at estate sales and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey Angie, it's good to have you. We're having a little technical difficulty. We're going to give him a chance, and let me just see here. Looks like we got almost a dozen people in our thing. Guys, if you're listening to us, just take it easy. Come back. We're just keep trying. We'll give.
We also have Misha's in here. Hello, Misha. Thanks for coming in.
Where'd she go?
Big girls really do cry. Hello, how you doing?
Hey, there's Lainey.
Lainey, how you doing? All the way from the UK.
UK in the building. Whoa. And guess who? Yeah, Misha. We just said Misha. I love that name. Isn't that great? Misha Renee. Well, thank you guys for coming in. So what's going on right now? We have the Reseller Brothers in the house. They're just having a little subtle connection issues, and here they go. We're gonna
technical difficulties, but
hey, that works. And you guys are outside.
We're outside now. We're completely on the phone now. I don't know what's happening with our internet.
And that's cool. If you got to hold it, you guys can trade each other's. You know, like you got 4 hands. So okay. So the last thing I was going to say is we were talking about like trading and commodities, like just having tangible access to stuff. And one of the things I was going to say to you guys is, don't you think trade is sometimes worth more than actually selling something outright?
Yeah, there's definitely, I mean, especially in my world with gear and stuff, there's a lot of stuff that I'd pay way more for if I wasn't trading somebody something else they wanted.
Especially if you need it then and there, and you know the whole idea of what's that saying? It's better to ask. It's better to have somebody owe you a favor than it is money. You ever hear that saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, so hey, can I borrow your amps? That yeah, you know, and you know what? I'll give you some cables for them later. You know, whatever. You know, something. That's awesome. Well, we'll make this the best we can. If you guys, you know, if you guys are comfortable like that, if you guys want to find a spot that's going to make it easy for you, just move around all you need. I like it. This is impromptu live. We got both Wes over a little bit to whoever doing this will be to your left there, and then there's Colton. They are the Resale Brothers. They are out of Central Texas. I have not got to visit their territory because I'm afraid they'll come and shoot me with a shotgun. And so one day, you know, Wes is aggressive. He's like, stay out of my area. You're not allowed to thrift here. Hey, I'm going to track them. Luis, do you have any questions for these brothers?
Yeah. I actually do have a question for them.
Oh no.
You guys have met Louie in person, right? Both of you?
God, no.
Yeah.
How is Louie in real life? Is he the way he is on here, or there he goes?
The exact same in person as he is on here.
So let's talk a little bit about that. So the first time I met you guys, when I say you guys, it's like I consider both of you, like even when I meet one or the other. And when I talk to you guys, by the way, if you guys don't know this, and if I didn't have it, take my hand and I'll put it up, but I'm pretty sure I put all your links. Check them out, you guys. There's Instagram and their YouTube channel. And I want to say you guys are on Facebook too. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're on Facebook.
Okay, so I'll have to put up the Facebook a little later. Anybody that has a wrench, please put up their links for them to help them out because they're using their phone right now. But long story short, the first time I met you guys, I don't know how it worked. I think I was going to the flea market, and it was Wes, who I didn't know at the time because he was like under the identity of the Resale Brothers. I'm like, who the hell is this? And he's like, we just started talking. Do you remember, how did it work out? What happened, Wes? I don't even remember.
It was the Ventique sale in Taylor, which is on my way home from work. And we were already Instagram buddies. We had never talked, though. You know, we just had shared.
I think maybe we said hi or liked or something, maybe. That was.
But I just said, you're going to be at the market tomorrow. You said, yeah. So, hey, I'll swing by and introduce myself. And
it didn't happen. And I was like, hey, dude, you know. And that was cool. We had that nice truck. Somebody had this old truck, and if you look on one of our Instagram feeds, you'll see that. And then there was another picture where all of us and somebody else that was there too. There's another flea market guy that's also in our area. I think he's like at a Bastrop.
Yeah, he's
That's awesome. So I met you once there, and then at least twice, I think. Yeah, at least twice that we've been to this flea market. I like to call it a pop-up, but
that'll work. Yeah.
It's a different lifestyle. It's a different adventure, but I tell you what, that cash flow is nice when you see it in your hand, isn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah, and that market's been great for us. I mean, we've
good,
nice, but we definitely, you know, like I said, we'll be back in April. So
I was gonna go in February. Tell them what happened in February, and you were like, "We're not going. It's gonna be cold." I'm like, "Come on, you guys!" And I kept saying, "You guys are a bunch of wusses."
Yeah,
we happened.
Didn't do it because we're Texas born, so we can't handle the cold at all. And then it ended up being canceled because Texas got, how much snow did we get? We probably got 6 to 8 inches, which is unheard of here. Yeah. Nobody can.
It wasn't even that. It was like, yeah, it was, but it became a national emergency in the sense that we had black ice. So like the first night, I had 7 to 9 degrees. And that's when the pipes are freezing.
And it doesn't do that here in our area of Texas ever. So
yeah.
On it, we had rolling blackouts. Nobody had power. Everybody had busted pipes. A lot of people didn't have water for like a week.
I'll tell you one thing. I want to be a smart aleck and say, what are you talking about rolling? I didn't have nothing rolling. I didn't have electricity for almost a little over a half a week. And I'll tell you what, my hoarder reseller thing, tell me if any, and then I want to ask you this. The reason I mentioned this, I got a question for you guys. My reseller hoarder tendencies, turned out it saved me the first night because it was 7. And I remember waking up like going, oh my God, how am I going to do this? So like I moved everything out in front of the my fireplace. And that's the only reason I I went to rent this place because there was a fireplace and there's gas here. No electricity. I had all this firewood from like 3 or 4 years ago. And all my neighbors and like, get rid of that stuff. And I'm like, nope, there might be an emergency one day. And guess what? You know, it happened. How did you, what struggles would you say you guys had, and did any of your reseller spidey senses kick in that may have saved you, like things you've hoarded or collected, whether it was burners or things or?
I think just the sensibilities of what we do, always having so much stuff around and not afraid to have a bunch of stuff around. Because like, I mean, we were fortunate; we were never without power or water. I think.
Okay.
I wasn't anyway.
I lost water for like a day. I live with a well, so
did your well freeze up?
my well froze, all the pipes busted on it, but we got it fixed the next day, and
Really?
yeah, so we were good.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't even tell you how I continue to have water because it's a little unethical. But I just had to run water for 4 days, and it's sad, you know, because it's wasting water. There's people who ain't getting it, but
yeah, and that was part of like the whole Central Texas thing was like water was like we had a flourish and stuff, and like I'll tell you what, I still have a bucket of like melted snow water that I was using to flush the toilet. You know, it's like crazy. Water I didn't have water for over a week, you know, so. And I remember those are things that I got at the bins or flea markets or garage sales. I remember kind of finding these things going, one day I'll need them. And being a reseller, you just find stuff that's like, that could be practical. Do you guys consider, give an answer. Do you guys consider yourself a practical reseller or looking for performance function that sells? Or do you just kind of randomly pick stuff? Or how do you?
yeah, I don't think we really have a way about how we do things. We just kind of get out there and have fun. So whatever comes to us, we feel like that's how it's supposed to be. You know, if it's in the universe for us and it's there at that moment and we're there, you know, go for it.
Especially if it makes money, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah, and the reason I say functional, like I don't like to follow fads and trends too much. Granted, you know, people didn't think WWF stuff was cool and stuff 20 years ago, and all of a sudden it's like, boom, everything resurges and everything kind of takes its own little place. What do you both have?
Was cool.
Go ahead.
I got my Dusty Road shirt on. I always thought
There we go. All right, wrestling. Luis, who's your favorite wrestler, Luis?
I would have to say one of my favorite all-time wrestlers is Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he was mine as a kid, big time.
Yeah,
I would say I'll even if all people make mistakes, but I've always loved Hulk Hogan too. But just before him, I found out my grandfather watched him and watched this guy, and it was both Andre the Giant and George the Animal Steel. If you ever, these are old school legends, you know.
Those are legends there, yeah, definitely.
Especially George the Animal Steel. He was crazy. How about Colton? Did you care for wrestling or not your cup of tea?
I had a short stint just because he was into it, where I would go watch it with him whenever it came on.
Yeah, Monday Night Raws in the mid to late 90s. He was little, and he'd come upstairs where I was living in the attic at the time, and 3 hours just eat a whole bag of chips. And he's probably 5 years old. You know, I'm 15 watching it.
I love it. Did he pick on you, Colton? Was he mean to you?
I mean, we all gave it back and forth too.
I did. Me and my sisters, we hated each other, and then there was this like, you know, whatever. They were terrible to me.
He's a lot bigger than me.
You know, if I stand straight up, I'm out of frame.
All right, so let's talk shop a little bit more. So you guys, I mean, it's easy for me to identify, and I really appreciate because I've watched you guys for some time, and I probably want to say I watched you just a little bit. I remember watching you, not saying too much. Like you said, Wes, we met when we actually really physically like met in person. We had our masks on, this and that. We're all social distancing, you know. And then we did an interview, and I like, you know what, these guys are good. You know, this is great stuff. I want to know more. You know, you guys have this sensibility. Like talk about where I live is one of the bigger cities in Texas. It's not the biggest city, but it's a pretty big one. And unless you're in the city, you don't get access to a lot of thrift shops. We have this thing called the Goodwill bins, or it's actually the outlet center, you know, or just, you know, coming into like where you find a neighborhood and you can at least find 5 or 6 within like, you know, a mile radius or something. Tell them a little bit about where you live. Is it, you know, is it rural? Is it more country? Is it what's the deal? And how do you source?
A little idea since we're outside. We're in downtown right now, and
Here we go.
there's nothing.
There's
absolutely nothing going on down here.
Is that the infamous barn down there?
No, this isn't where we do our sales. We're actually at our stepdad's. He has a little building downtown. We're hanging out.
The internet was supposed to work better here. That's why we're here.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, so this is downtown Lexington. I want to say it's been years, but if I pass through there, yeah, I grew up in a town like that. It was called Linden, California, and it's a blink your eye kind of town, right? A little bit.
Yeah, the population here is about 1,000.
Okay, yeah, that was Linden. Yeah, I loved it. I love living out in places like that. But how do you guys find it's a challenge, or you like tweaked it so much where you know where your honey holes? And is it based on relationships? And how do you do?
Well, we've lived out for so long now, but close to Austin for, our entire lives.
Yeah.
We're used to long drives and it doesn't bother us. So most of our stuff is an hour away, 30 minutes away, but we're used to it at this point. And we
30 minutes is not bad. Yeah.
Yeah. We find that it's usually actually better than going to Austin because it's cheaper and less picked over, and nobody out here is really reselling. It's mainly just regular thrifters going.
We don't have a lot of competition for sure out here, so that gives us an advantage big time.
That's good to know. So like as a reseller, I like this because I'm hoping that there'll be a new reseller that's watching you guys. How do I get into this? I'm out in the middle of, Springfield, whatever state they are, or whatever, and they're like, hey, how do I do this? What do I need to do? What tips would you give to somebody that goes, I'm not, and I like that you said you don't need to go to the city, because I'll be honest, I'm in Austin, and 30 minutes north of me is like the Round Rock region, in the north part of, I don't go up that way, and I'm lazy, and there's a lot more stuff up there, but I just don't want to do it. I'm like you. I'd rather go to Buda, which is out in the country. It used to be, at least until they started growing up. But I'd rather go out. Go ahead.
I was just saying, not so much. Everything's growing like crazy out here. We got all California. Luis is moving out here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's kind of there's this thing in Texas where I remember when I first moved here in 2005, but I was moving from New York, although I'm originally from California. I get it, but I got a lot of kinfolk in Texas and like more East Texas. But there is this animosity, like sometimes, like, damn it, all these Californians are buying up the property, and it's like, but I get it because there's like this whole shift in the nation, but I think it's everywhere. Like you guys remember when Louisiana had its storm in New Orleans? Was it Katrina?
Katrina, yeah.
Influx. We had what they called an exodus. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and we saw drastic changes. Like all of a sudden, places weren't available as easy. Things were kind of like, where's this new population coming from? And it's like, I think we're like constantly in influx, and like, but of course I think a lot of it comes with our age, and like as we get older, we're going to have these new experiences. What would you say to anybody that's like, in your predicament, like let's say, because if you see Lexington grow, what would you say, like, how do you keep your foot on the pole, like just making sure you're able to find your sourcing and stuff like that? Like, how do you guys do it?
Before we go into this question, I'm gonna let Wesley take it. My phone's about to die, so I'm gonna go run and get a charger real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Technical issues out here today.
I love it. We're doing this is like, what do you call it? There's a word I'm looking for. We're going full gear here,
Hey, when you're live, anything happens. That's how it goes.
Commando. That's it. That's the word I was like. We're going commando.
Everything goes, man. That's all
But
good.
now, to answer your question, if things were to change out here, which I don't see, it's so small and it's not anywhere near a big city. It's basically between two big cities, but it's the furthest point between the two. So it's going to be.
What's another big city other than Austin?
It's halfway between Austin and College Station. So,
Okay.
so it's going to be years and years, but it is growing, a little bit here and there. But if
Don't laugh, dude. One day they're gonna have a train going straight from College Station to Austin. You know,
it makes it easier for us. That'd be all right. And
you go sourcing.
there is no with anybody moving to Texas. I got no problem with that.
Right. Hey,
But,
real quick, we're gonna say hi real quick. Sales Mercado just came in. He makes these great, tape dispensers, but he's a great reseller. He's out of Oregon. Ella, we said hi to earlier. We love her. She was our guest last week. Of course, Johnny, he's got a bingo session right after this. Jen's Closet Gems. She's out of San Antonio. You guys got to hook up with her. She's a really smart gal. She knows her stuff. Misha, we said hi to earlier. Who did I miss down here? Oh, we got Flippin' Sports Guy.
What's up, Paul?
Good to have you. So, I love that you guys are going commando. Thanks for grinning and bearing it. I'm sorry to put you guys on like this.
Nah, it's the way it is out here. The internet is horrible.
I love it. But see, this shows you guys is not only there's a couple of new words that I'm trying to throw in there, but like your guys is just ability to improv, but just to kind of like makeshift something. Like right now, you're gonna do it. You gotta do it. But that shows like if you're a reseller, you gotta like. Okay, let's say Wes, you're talking to Colt. Let's go. This is our only day, and tell us about like how do you guys find time? Because I know you both have your different lives. You're gonna make it practical. You're gonna make it work. So it's all about logistics, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
For me, now that I'm doing it full time, it's not that hard. I mean, I do have band stuff, but right now we can't play shows or anything, so it's just a practice here and there. But we'll see. I really haven't done this during quote unquote normal times. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And if we want to plan something together for my schedule, it's, I'm on 24 hours at the fire department, and then I'm off 48 hours. So during that 48 hours, I can't go sourcing every time because I got stuff to do at the house and I got two small.
And you got your family.
Yeah, I got the kids and everything. So basically what we do is every third week I'm off Thursday and Friday. So we plan a big trip every third Friday, and me and Colton hop in the truck and we hit all the small towns around here and hit every thrift store. It's about 5 or 6 thrift stores on that route. So we're going to do that every third week together. And then
when you do that, you make sure that van is empty, right?
Yeah. And we usually end up it's there with her truck. So if we fill the van up, we got her truck too. So we're good to go.
Do you guys take separate vehicles or do you take just one and go?
Well, I usually hop in with Colton in the morning and I'll ride with him. My wife takes the kids to school and then she meets us, and then I'll hop in with her the rest of the way. So
she's totally part of that action.
Yeah. Well, she's part of the shopping part, not the listing part.
Okay.
That's
okay. But see, that's an important part, because like if you got a partner, a significant other that's really able to help you, like you guys are kind of helping each other just by being there. Maybe you mentioned it. I think it's good to re-mention it because we don't know. One day, and it could be a year down the road, somebody's going to rewatch this again. You may have said this on another channel. Talk about like how your diversity between both of your knowledges have met in the middle, like where you've helped each other. Because I know, like, I don't want to speak for you, but I know Colton seems like he's more the tech savvy guy with, whatnot. And Wes, you're just this all around genius. You're like this uber genius about like, nostalgia and pulp culture. Because you find some fire stuff. Both of you guys do. Every time I look on the Resale Brothers, I'm like, who the hell found this? I want to know.
Yeah, actually came into play this past weekend. I was sitting listening on my computer, and my cousin texted me and said, "Hey, there's an estate sale in a town about 30 minutes away from us." And I said, "Okay, does it look decent?" And she said, "I'll send you some videos."
Ooh.
Sent me videos, and it was a room full of sports memorabilia.
So they were already there.
Right.
Okay.
And I don't know anything about sports memorabilia, so I called Wes. I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I don't know what you." And I said, "Tons of sports memorabilia." And he said, "Okay, let me call you back." And 2 minutes later, he was like, "Come pick me up."
Get it all. Buy it all.
Actually, funny you say that. We went that day. We spent a bunch of money that day. And then we did a big trip over the weekend. We went to the tattoo parlor together. We went thrifting all the way up to San Marcos and back. But when we got back,
you guys went to San Marcos, so you guys go far.
Yeah, but that but tattoo artist lives in San Marcos, so
wait, tattoo. Show me your tattoo. What do you got? What do you got? You show it
right here, Louie. This is legit.
Oh, you guys, this is official. Go right there.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, right here.
That's official right there.
You saw it on this channel. You saw it here on Mindful Merchants.
Yep.
I'm going to be on my channel today, but you saw it on Mindful Merchants, me and Luis. This is legit, you guys. This is, dude, this is gangster as it gets. You know, you guys are country gangster. That's all I got to say. I love it. You guys, who the fuck gets, excuse my language. It's like, who the heck gets things? I mean, all right, Luis, we got to get Mindful Merchants right here.
I know, huh? Put a Mindful and Merchants.
We'll be like, yo, woo, woo.
Yep.
You got one too, Wes?
Of course. Let's see. I got mine's a little.
Look at that.
Oh, I love that. Is that black, just black and red, or green too?
It's got all kind of colors in it. You know, I'm trying to.
Dude, this is cray. I love this. You guys, oh my god. Wait till he gets, hey Colton, wait till he gets old. It's gonna be like the tire's gonna be sagging and everything, and it's just gonna be like a flat tire. It's like when he's 99, it's like, you remember when we used to go sourcing?
Yep.
Shut up. You still got 3 barnfuls of crap.
Mm-hmm.
I love this. That's great, you guys.
Awesome.
So this is great. You know, I'm hoping that I'm gonna set in my community. I come from a spiritual community, and I want to get into another question. Okay, you guys are about as zen as I get. I mean, I'm telling you, when I met you guys are really humble. You guys are just down to earth. You guys remind me a lot of my friends that I grew up with. Like I'm telling you, I went to high school like in a place like Lexington, and it's still small. And they just got their first McDonald's like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, like they were like, woohoo! You know, like. You don't want them because, like you said, places are growing, things will grow and stuff like that. You know, you guys, I'm gonna plant a seed. Like in 5 years, I want to see like all these cool experiences. Like, you know, I'm just gonna remind you guys. Like, remember when you got that tattoo? Remember when we went? Remember the pandemic and this and that? Where do you think resellers are gonna see each other in 5 years if things don't necessarily change? Like, are we gonna? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to be about the pandemic, but just. There's always one thing constant, and that's change. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, thinking about 5 years in the future in this business, it's kind of hard for me since I'm fairly new at doing it still.
Yeah.
My mentality has always been I'm going to do what I like doing until I can't do it anymore. And so if that means eBay shuts down or starts charging too much in fees, I'll try and switch to another website, or I'll try and do it locally. Basically, just adapt with the times as much as possible.
I love that. That's great because I never thought I grew up near a flea market. I think we talked about this when you guys invited me on your show, and I remember it was just ingrained deep. Like, you know, I mean, it was there when I was super young, and then by the time I got to be like a preteen, I was like already selling, but for somebody else. So I got these mad skills. Then it went away for a while. Then I came back, and like for 20 years, I've been doing eBay. Is that, you know, back when like they were sending cashier checks and pennies on it, whatever. But like you said, I love that you're able to like this idea that we can adapt. I mean, things are going to change. Who knows how eBay is? You know what I mean? Like, who knows what new platforms? I mean, do you guys see anything with technology? Have you ever envisioned in this like Philip K. Dick kind of way, like a sci-fi kind of thing? Where have you ever thought about like what might be, you know, different? Or do you think it's still this barter trade system's always going to persevere? How do you guys look at it?
I honestly don't see it going anywhere. I mean, I know with technology things change, but you're always going to have, like, for instance, in a town like mine, me and my wife run a farmer's market here. And
nice.
I feel like, you know, you go to farmer's market in the city, they're completely packed. You can buy anything you want on Amazon, but people still want to get out. They want to be around other people. I just don't see all that changing, even with technology getting as crazy as it is, you know. So,
and not so much changing, but like just, well, yeah, I guess it is change. You know, just thinking about like what would they fashion differently. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, I think we're already there. Like what I love is at a flea market now, and you guys, we've done a flea market together. You go, people like, do you accept Venmo? Do you take PayPal? Do you take Cash App? I'm like, I don't know about all this stuff, and it's like pretty soon it's like you better catch up because you're gonna lose $1, So
Bitcoin soon.
So let's talk about it. You think that's a possibility if it ever sticks it through? Do you think? Because I mean, Bitcoin didn't go away, did it?
No, Bitcoin's actually stronger than ever right now.
Yep.
Let's talk about your show. Let's move on to that. So you guys have a program. You pre-record it, but you drop it on Fridays. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Is that the essence of what's right now? Not that you're going to change, and maybe you guys do something different, maybe. But right now, you do occasionally do videos. But right now, you do a podcast interview talk between the two of you, and wonderful guests sometimes, But talk a little bit about your show and how that came to be.
Yeah. So basically, the podcast will always be a staple. I mean, even if we decide to do any other type of video content, the podcast will always be there because it's what we enjoy doing the most. But it basically started with, after we both started doing this, we'd ride to estate sales and garage sales together and talk about reselling the entire way there and back. Wesley was like, you know what? Why don't we record this? You're a musician. You have gear.
Yeah. Awesome.
Somebody might want to listen to it. So
yeah. And the reason I brought him asked him to do it, I'm old. I don't know how to work none of this stuff. So like, hey, if we just talk about what we talk about now.
You make me feel so young because you're like 10 years younger than me, and he's like almost 20 years. We got all generations right with Luis here. We got all covered here. Yep. We got 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s here. I love it. No, because that's just it. But it's not even about like what I don't know or versus like he's it's a generational thing. It's really about like what knowledge and what gifts can you bring to the table. Yep. Wes, if you didn't like just drop that idea, Colt may have said, I don't know about that, but you got it. And I tell you what, I'm going to give you guys a compliment. It works so well. I don't care if anybody gets it, but once you start listening, you guys have this rapport. Have you guys always had that talk where you just lap it up and just, it's not BSing. You guys are really just kind of, you got this good gift of gabber. So you must have Irish in you or something. I don't know.
I think I do. We'll see, we're half brothers, so we got different DNA here.
There we go. It's okay. That's okay. We're all brothers from another mother. So hey,
exactly.
Yeah. So we got Picking in the Hood here. His name is Kevin. He goes Picking in the Hood too. If you guys ever watch him, he's great. We're gonna have to get him one day too.
What up, Kevin?
Duncan from Down Under. You guys, if you guys don't know the Resale Brothers, Colton and Wes, subscribe. Just stop what you're doing. Go get in there. Give them some love. You guys just recently reached a good peak. Was it 100 or so on YouTube?
Yeah, we just crossed 100. I think we're at about 110 now. And
awesome.
The tattoos were to celebrate the 500 Instagram followers.
I remember seeing that. I didn't think you guys were going to do it. I thought these guys are going to wuss out. They're not going to do it. I remember watching that, and I was like, holy mo. And sometimes I have to listen to it like it's like a podcast, which is back to your show. You guys have this, not only a rapport, but it really works well. So you guys actually drop it in like a Apple podcast system or whatever it's called, or?
Yeah, so we use Anchor to distribute, and it goes to Spotify, goes to Stitcher, goes to Apple Pod. Basically, every podcast app you can think of, it's on there. And
all right, you guys got to help us in the future when time is slow, and we can buy you a 12-pack, and we can sit. We'll do it. We'll let Wes drink a little bit of the beer, but mostly we'll have to do it. I'll have to send Luis his 6-pack, because he'll be like, no, I'm on my 5%, and so no, this is great because this is ingenuity. This is what being an entrepreneur is. I don't care what level or how, you got to start somewhere, There's a lot of people. I think once you guys start taking off, and that's just it. The wonderful thing about YouTube is everybody wants to be popular and this and that. No, it's just be yourself and get on there and do your thing. Now, I noticed, although I met you guys first, our brother who is in here is Derek, Fundamentals of Side Hustling, had you guys on with Regina on their Wednesday Hump Day, I think it's called.
Yep.
Yeah.
they're a blast. And so like they got this really good dynamic. For him and Regina to pick up on you guys, that's good stuff. That's saying a lot because they are sharp. They got this chemistry, you know, that like, and that's just it. Like, you know, I was really fortunate enough when I found Luis, you know, I was like, he's very humble guy. Like to put up with me and let me ramble like I do. Let me tell you, it's like, I don't know how he does it. It's like, it's great stuff. What is going on with the Reseller Brothers in the future? What's going on with you guys? What you do music, Colton, right?
Right.
Wes is a super firefighter. He's our hero. He's like here to help people, but he's a family man too. So, and you guys both resell. How do you guys do it? How do you guys find time to do what you love?
That's just it. We love it, so we make time to do it. You know, I've just like, I don't know, beat my wife into submission. I'm going. That's just how it is. I'm gonna go reselling.
And I met her. She's a wonderful lady. Like to see that she was like, she wasn't tolerating. She was like, I don't mind putting up with this. I mean, she obviously loves you, but like I gotta say this much. I met a lot of couples that one is only doing the reselling. The other's like, yeah, you know, some of them don't tolerate it. You know, she seems to enjoy it too.
She absolutely does, but she carries a pocket knife on her at all times, so I gotta watch my back.
You better get her a Derringer to put in her boot. You know, that's like, we're in Texas. Get with the program.
Yeah.
All right. What would you say makes a defining Texas reseller? Isn't that a tough question? That's just not fair, but I'm going to throw it at you guys. Colton, first.
I don't know. I mean, growing up, Texas resellers, I always thought of,
I see you as one, dude. You know what? You're like, not to get, how should I put this? Not to be stereotypical, but you're like, see, I'm an artist, but I'm a visual artist. You're a musical artist. You're still an artist. We are about how can we be practical, get to do what we want, because we're selfish, because we love our art. It keeps us sane, keeps us really, stable, but it's also a spiritual practice, I think, in a lot of ways. Like, if you didn't do your music, I don't think you'd be who Colton's essence is. Your personality is different. Like, your personality played up on the stage a little, but like really who your essence is, probably what makes you a defining, like unique, I think, Texas reseller, because you're like this vagabond pirate, musician, poet, atypical, like, as we call them in California, hippies, it's like, you're a well-rounded dude, you got it. You love life. And like, here's an object. You want it? You're going to pay for it. What about you, man? Go ahead and finish, Colton. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're fine. I mean, it's hard for me to kind of wrap up what I'm thinking about Texas reseller, but I mean,
I just threw that in there. I'm just trying to throw a monkey wrench into your resale brother. It's like, you got to do this.
For me, it's just all about getting to do what I want to do when I want to do it on my own terms, and especially getting to do it from home.
That's very Texan. That's very Texan. I mean, if you look at, some people look at Texas and they go, and they think, okay, Jen's in the house. I'd like to hear Jen speak up on this. And I'll tell you what, some Texans are hard-headed and some of them are very proud. There's that kind of proud folklore, kind of that diaspora that kind of goes with the whole, like, we're Texan and you don't like it, get the hell out. But there's kind of an efficiency that goes along with, like, we'll make do ourselves. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, we don't mind asking for help, but like, don't throw it back in my face. It's like, because then, it's kind of it's an interesting thing, because I've been in New York, and the way they negotiate and everything is so different. I've been in California. They can backstab sometimes too in a good negotiation deal. Like when I went to flea markets there, but a flea market's a flea market. Everybody wants a good deal. What I mean? Wes, what about you, bro?
Down here, I think, maybe it's stereotypical too, but me and Colton, you met us. We're just pretty laid back. We're not real in your face. Like, even negotiating, people like, I'm not giving you this. Like, that's okay. Appreciate you stopping by, man. We bring that Southern gentleman style to it. So that's maybe what the Texas
there is that too, like where you there is this formality. It's like, let's be as polite as we can be. If that person comes in and goes, here, you're going to take $1 for this, you're going to go, you need to get the hell out of this, and I'm not selling it to you, even if you give me $20 now. You know, you're going to go and then give them the middle finger. You know, it's kind of like that eBay thing. You ever have somebody on eBay? So you guys mostly do eBay?
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah, we'll mess around with Facebook Marketplace for like furniture and stuff, but anything go online, 90% of the time it's eBay.
Okay, so we've established multiple sources of income: eBay, Facebook Marketplace. We know you guys done flea markets. I've witnessed you. You guys are strategists. You sit back and you let them bring you the money. You know, you just like this law of attraction comes in. You guys have a barn. What's this rumor about? You guys have a barn? Can you talk about it?
Yeah, so anytime we like today, before we got on here, we actually just finished doing an estate clean out. And we have a huge barn that we store everything in. We go through it. Anything that's worth selling on eBay, we take it to our respective eBay storage. And then anything else we leave in there and we set it up, we price it. And about once a quarter, we'll have a sale and just clearance it all out.
Yeah, we've got it set up in there like a store, you know, Shelby.
I love it. No, because you know what? You're doing a service. There's people that are in your area, Lexington or whatever, even just people coming in to visit. There it is. It's like, you know, you want to call it a barn, moving sale, whatever, estate, or call it a thrift shop, whatever. But what do you call it, by the way? Do you have a nickname yet?
No, we just had our first one. We've been setting it up for a while now. So
yeah,
so you're getting it organized and everything's laid out.
Yeah.
How was that process?
It wasn't bad. It just took a long time just because the weather kept throwing us off. We had plans to do it weeks ago. Just didn't.
You got family and music and stuff, yeah, too. So.
All that. So, it's kind of the same thing about how I said when we go sourcing together. I got to plan it 3 weeks out. Every third week I'm off. Instead of Thursday, Friday for us to go sourcing, I got to pick a weekend where I'm off Friday, Saturday so we can have
okay.
So that's what took a while. And I don't know. It worked out really well. You know, we took our time pricing everything and set up, made flyers, and we had a great turnout. The weather was perfect, and we priced things really cheap. I mean, being in a small town,
you guys have this philosophy: move it. You know what you pay for it. It's just more about moving from this place to this place and having a place to have overhead. Do you have an issue with overhead like right now, or you think you got it? You got to figure out where like you cherry pick what you need, get rid of the rest, or donate it, or just keep the good quality pieces, or
that's kind of the purpose of the barn sale. Is we, you know, when we're thrifting, we're pretty picky and we know what we're looking for, and we've kind of gotten to where we don't make mistakes. But when we do estate cleanouts, we take everything whether we want it or not. And
yeah, that's kind of part of the process too, right?
Right. So then that's where the barn sale comes in. Anything we don't want goes in that, and that kind of clears everything out for us.
And not that it's not good quality, you know, items. It's just a matter of the return on invest. You know, like you're not going to sell up for $10 to make. Yep. So those are your return
on investment, but also like your threshold, and also, you know, like how long am I going to sit on that? You know?
Right. So those are the type of are going into barn sales, and the people out here really appreciate. They love garage sales out here. There's no stores to shop in other than we have a Dollar General. So, you know, to get clothing, books, music, anything, you know, toys, we're going to be selling them for, you know, $1, $2. So people love it out here. And I think, you know, the more we do it, we can get a nice little following. They'll know we're doing it once a quarter or whatever, you know. So.
Awesome. Let me see what Jen's clutch is. Louie, you won't stop talking long enough to let anybody speak it. Yeah, she's right about that. All right, here we go. We're going to have you on the show next, and we're not going to let you speak, Jen. That's it. But your point about that, like, so one of my favorite books is called No Man's an Island, meaning like, you know, we have these like ideas and concepts, like we're doing this all by ourselves and this and that. But you guys, is, you know, two individuals that are collaborating. You know, that's a unique premise in and of itself. You know, I mean, unless, you know, in essence, you guys are married. So like, you know, in business-wise, you're, you know, but you guys come together and you make this structured, you know, concept of, because you guys are doing the same thing. You're worried about overhead. You're worried about turnaround investments, you know, thresholds and things like that. you know, where is this going to work and how do you make it work? You guys obviously have a facility. I love that. But that you're bringing a service to a community that in favor brings me to mind. Hey, you guys, it's not an age discrimination thing, but when I was in college in the 90s, there was my favorite TV show was called, oh God, now I got to remember what it's called. But it was about this doctor from New York and he gets stuck in Alaska and the place is in the middle of nowhere. And I wish I could remember what it was called, but
Exposure? What is it?
do you remember that one?
I remember Northern Exposure. My mom used
That's
to
it. Yeah, Northern Exposure. That's it. Yeah. So, Wes, I should have known you to known it. Do you remember that, Luis? Northern Exposure a little bit?
Exposure, yep.
One of the things in that, one of the reoccurring themes was there was like a lack of culture or something like that, or they just didn't have things. So like when new music came in or a good cook or something in that town, and it's like, I'm going to ask you this, 'cause maybe I'll kind of start with Colton because he's the musician. And Wes, any ideas you have on this too? You guys have this barn. Do you guys open it once a month or is it right now or how is it working?
The plan is at least 2 times a year, probably once a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like once in a blue moon.
Yeah, because it takes a while to get it stocked up. It's a pretty big barn.
Stocked up. You got to plan it. Logistics. Okay, got it. Have you thought about like bringing in a couple musicians, just play guitar, chill out, you know? And you know how I'm just mentioning this because, and I'm not trying to steal his idea, but he's not, I don't know if he's listening or not, but you know, Vintique Mall does this and he's really good about that marketing thing. You know what I mean? And it's like, hey, you know, just an idea, you know, it doesn't have to be on a Saturday. It could be whenever you guys do this, you know?
Yeah, I think for us, our town is so small and we're so far out. I mean, even from the town itself, we're pretty far, at least 10, 15 minutes outside of town. So we have a good flow of people coming in, but it's not really enough to have like an event, I guess.
It's never people staying longer than 5-10 minutes. And I get what you're saying. Maybe they would stay, but it's just a little.
Once they stay longer, it's always like they got to burn that hole in their pocket. You know what I mean? But I was thinking, in order to make it an event, Colton, you'd have to plan and make legit. I guess where I'm getting at is like entrepreneur-wise, like how can you make this like a long plan event within your time frame? Don't start till 10, end it by 3 or 4, you know, and make it where people want to stay at least an hour or 2. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, in the future, you know, like maybe, and you know.
In the future, we've talked about buying a place down here downtown and opening up a thrift and then doing something similar to that, a market outside of it. And like me and my wife run the market, and that's at first Saturdays of each month. We have live right here as well down, so we could match the two together. And that's an idea we've been tossing around. It's just
sync it up. Yeah, because you know, I found that when like I've been in a lot of art communities, and whenever we mesh art and we go to a place and it's like in a part of the community that nobody really shops or goes in here anywhere, once you gentrify it, all of a sudden the restaurants start popping up, more events, more stores, you know, you start making this like, you basically make a microcosm. And sometimes in order to do that, you have to be the first business person to throw that, hey, it's just an idea. We'll make this a temporary event. And if it goes, you know, formal, take over, you know, grab those reins and run. Yeah. I'm just saying, you know, and then
our thing is, I mean, we're kind of trying to keep Lexington a little bit of a secret.
Yep.
So we have a famous place, and that's about as much as we want here. So if we do something big, we'll probably go elsewhere to do it.
Yeah.
Always something that can hold you back, and eventually, we're building on that too as a business together. So I think at some point we will jump in and do something bigger, but we're just getting started.
You know, and it could be like you said, it could be like you don't mind driving 30 minutes. It could be the next 20-minute town, whether it's Bastrop or whatever it is, you know, whatever. I don't know. It could be Taylor. Who knows?
Yeah.
Have competition or something, whatever. But it's in the works. So you guys keep an eye on Wes and Colton. You guys watch them. If you haven't seen them, like and subscribe to them. Mo is Reseller Niche and he just came in a little while ago. I just wanted to say hello to him. I saw somebody else. I know who's Tom Cruise is here. You guys got to watch his auctions. He's got some really crazy good deals. If you guys like music, he gives, oh my God, deals on albums and stuff like that.
Vinyl, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of good vinyl. I forgot to say hi to Kathy's Corner. We've got so many people that popped in and out. We're thankful that you guys made it today. Anything else you guys want to add to the pot? Tell us a little bit about your band, Colton.
Yeah. So, well, there's 4 of them.
What the heck?
I basically, anytime I'm not doing reselling, I'm playing music. So I try to fill time as much as I can. But right now, the bands that are doing stuff, I'm in a band called Drip Fed. It's a punk band. We're about to put out a record in a couple of weeks. And then I'm in a hardcore band called The Bear. We're putting out a record later this year. So we're just trying to put out records since we can't play shows.
And they have out, so you can listen to them. They're on
Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff.
Good. So how do we find out about that? Do we just contact you, or do you have anything listed, or do you have like a web page, you guys, for you, Colton?
Yeah, you can. Drip Fed is at DripFedTX on Instagram, and The Bear is at The Bear Band on Instagram, and we'll have all the links to music and everything on there.
Good to know. Wes.
Pre-order.
Wes.
Go ahead.
What did he say?
You can go ahead and pre-order his album. You can do that.
There we go. Yeah, because I want to say, I thought on Regina and Derek's show, you did talk about that you had something, or maybe it was on Instagram. You said, yeah, I think it was on Instagram. You said, got a new album coming out. Feel free to download it, So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Mr. West, I hope the family is well there. Are you getting to live life the way you like it right now? Are you loving it out there?
I do. I love every minute of it, man.
I know you do.
Like I told you before we started the show, I'm running on 2 hours of sleep.
Let me let you guys go. Yeah, because this is
good. That's what I'm saying.
Daddy needs some sleep so he can spend time with the kids. And I know Louis, speaking of which, my partner here, Louis is a principal, he's a dad, he's a teacher, he's he's doing this co-host all at the same time, trying to juggle. We're here today with a bunch of badasses today. That's all I'm going to say today. I'm the honorary badass today. I'll just say, but
and you got to stay busy.
But so do you like keeping busy? Like, does this drive you nuts sometimes, or is it working okay? Where you're like, this is good. Let's keep going.
I love it, man. I probably have about 7 to 12 more years at the fire department, depending on, how long my body can hold up. But I'm eligible to retire in 7 years, and I'm looking forward to that, just so I can not have to wake up at 5 in the morning to go to work and be up.
Knowing also that you got reselling, skills. So you got that,
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to that a little bit, just so I can physically take care of myself better as far as my sleep and my diet and things like that. But other than that, I love that job. The reselling thing is taking over like everything that I do. So I
it is hard. It's an arduous balance. So let me ask you one last thing. We're going to probably call it quits here in a little bit because we're up. Let me see here. Yeah, we got like a few minutes, and you guys already gave us plenty of your time. You've been in the backstage for at least 5 or 10 minutes. What do you guys do as a reseller, or like some kind of, call it spiritual practice, or just some kind of like centering that you guys do? I know it must be wonderful being out in Lexington. I see some really cool pictures, I think, from US, and sometimes you guys, to be out in the country is to be at peace. You know what I mean? Like, you guys, it's a wonderful thing. It's a lot of work, I'm sure, too, being out there and doing, but you're kind of far away from the city. The kids get to be where they can walk in the dirt. They can go play in the mud, or, play in but you guys had some crazy videos. Like, you blamed it on your daughter, and there was this like rattlesnake or whatever the heck it was in a trash can. You guys watched the Resale Brothers. Anything and everything could happen on that channel. It's not just talk. Like,
she put that video on YouTube. I don't know how to put videos on YouTube. She's 6 years old.
I love it. You know what? And I think keep doing that. Just keep putting the random stuff. It doesn't matter. I would just once in a while, even like, there's this competition that YouTube has with TikTok, like they call it the short.
Yeah, the shorts, yeah.
Grow up. You guys got to do something because you both are great editors. You guys just do your thing. Put in a quick remember, a short's got to be 59 seconds or put in one where just random stuff. Like, I'd love to see Colton like just jamming out one day or whatever. We're playing his ambient stuff, and you got Wes just staring out to the sunset, and then all of a sudden, let's go, boom! You know, it's like, what was that about? You know, all in like 1 minute. I challenge you. Let's see it. You know, and it's like you don't need that much. All you gotta do is have your phone. Like, let's just do some random shit. You know.
Do it. Yeah, we can make that.
That would be fun. And it's like, then they're going to be like, what is all that about? That's it. That's what we're all about. We're, you know, we're all about a multiplicity. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we all kind of like have these backgrounds. We have these different thoughts. We do different things. We have different beliefs. We just, you know, we all live different lifestyles. And it's like, resellers are the most weirdest and kind of like melange of just unique people meet, somehow identify with each other. I don't know. I don't get it. You know?
Yeah, it's interesting meeting so many different people. I mean, even like the markets we met you at, and being on these live things with people like y'all. It's interesting to see how different everybody is as far as their backgrounds and their personalities, but we all have something we can talk about that we all are.
Nobody's cutthroat, man. Everybody's awesome in this.
Yeah, for the most part, I think 90-something%. Once in a while I get into like the secrecy of things. Like when I'm at a Goodwill, people don't want to share necessarily they found like this fire shirt or something. But that's the younger generation. The older I get, I'm like, does it really matter? But like once I start building these relationships, they kind of like open up to me. They're like, did you find anything good? And I'm like, that's curious. I was about to ask you the same thing. Then they kind of get all tight and tense. But then I go, hey, I hope you find stuff. You know, look out for this brand. You start sharing information, you know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, it blows people's minds, friends of mine or family that aren't resellers, and about the podcast and what we talk about. And we just say, hey, we share our knowledge and we show people, you know, certain things. And they're like, why aren't you giving your secrets away? And they're like, yeah, I don't understand the retail community. That's how everybody is. Everybody shares, helping each other.
Yeah. There's a saying I like. I have this saying. It says, "You're only dark as your deepest secret." You know? And if you think about that, you know, like we have, one of you guys just said a little while ago, like, I love this community because, you know, we're all in it together. And it's that, yeah, but we all have one thing I would say. I put an addendum to that is, yes, you're right on point. You're on target. But also we all have something we can learn from each other. I really believe that. Like, each one of us has like a bit of knowledge. Like, if we are humble enough and we listen and don't go on like me, you know, and it's like, and just kind of go off and just say, how do you do that? Like, where did you find out about that? You know, it's like, yeah, you know, granted, we have our honey holes and we kind of like, we just don't mention it sometimes. But the thing is, everything is out there. Everything's going to be figured out. Somebody's going to learn about it, and it's all going to come to light. You know what I mean?
Yep, definitely.
Make you uncomfortable like Wes because his butt is hurt. He's only has 2 hours of sleep. Let's end it here. What's that?
I said we're sitting on concrete.
Oh God, let's do it. Luis, ask him a last question. Give him something dirty to think about.
No, just where do you guys see yourself a year from now with the reselling and everything, and you with the music? Where do you guys see yourselves in 1 year?
Or what would your goal be with that? Yeah.
I think the goal for me is to try and work on like the barn sales and stuff to clear out. Sorry if y'all hear that siren in the background.
No, that's fine.
To clear out inventory quicker so we can get more inventory in, do more estate buyouts and stuff like that. As far as music, honestly, right now, the goal is just to be able to play one show.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Goals, man, I don't know, because from where we started now that we're doing it together, basically, I guess just to put out more content. I mean, we're doing
consistency.
Yeah, consistency, and just continue to build on it, because every day we're doing more and more. We're adding content to our YouTube, or we're picking up more, you know, estate cleanouts, estate buyouts. So I think just keeping focused and doing what we're doing, and it's gonna grow, you know.
I think it will, because what little short time I've known you guys, you already have like a barn project that you're doing. You know, you got these things like you know, I keep bugging you guys. When are you guys going to go to the flea market? That is, you know, like, okay, money. You know, it's like, you know, it just constantly sharing this love for the business and doing it like this. So I look forward to this. Who knows? Maybe if you guys have time later on this year, we'll have you guys back on. Just tell us about your new adventures. Seeing like we'll give you a half a year benchmark. What Luis asked you, like, what do you guys, what do you think is going to happen? If you have any new aims or goals, my challenge is to you guys: come up with new aims and goals every day. More aims so you can reach a weekly goal, and that weekly goal is going to get you to the monthly goal. So that way, once you get to that monthly goal, you're going to have boom. You're going to reach. Hey, I didn't think I could do that, but now that's easy, and then you see yourself to the next level, like maybe get a diesel truck. I guys can see you guys in a diesel truck with trucker cap. Let's go. He's like, no. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. I know we kind of rambled a little bit. Everybody that came to the live, thank you for visiting. Make sure you like and subscribe to these guys. These are wonderful guys. You're going to see new things, not just because they're in the state of Texas, because everything's big in Texas. But these guys have just a really, just vivacious heart that's just full of love and and passion for what we do. You guys can learn a lot from them. I think you guys will enjoy their content and their podcast. We really appreciate you guys. You are two of the mindful merchants that I've met that, a long time. Everybody that comes in as our guest, we're just grateful that you guys share what you did, and just let it shine, bro. So maintain your focus and elevate. We appreciate you being here. Luis, what do you got to say?
No, I just want to thank both of them for joining us today. Appreciate it. Got to go know you guys a little bit better now, what you guys are doing and all that good stuff. And I just can't wait to see what else you guys come out with. So
yeah,
just going to be waiting for you guys to put up more content and all that good stuff. So thank you guys for joining us.
Close us out, Wes and Colton. What do you guys have done?
Guys.
And we're gonna shut it down.
First of all, just thank y'all so much for having us. Second of all, sorry for all the technical difficulties.
No worries, man.
And we just are really appreciative of y'all and everybody else who has let us be a part of this community and invited us on all their shows. Check out the podcast. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it.
Keep it simple. Enjoy life. It's amazing.
Amen. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for being good friends. We hope to see you again. Ladies and gentlemen, the Resale Brothers, like and subscribe to them. Thank you. This has been the Mindful Merchants. See you guys later.
See you guys.
And goodbye.